When the storm comes, not every tree survives. Some are uprooted, some snap in half. Some lose every single leaf. But then, when the sun rises the next morning, you notice something incredible. Among the wreckage, some trees still stand. Their branches may be broken, their bark may be scarred, their leaves may be gone, but they remain rooted, alive, and unshaken. That is resilience. Not avoiding the storm, not escaping the hardship, but standing tall after it. Life, like nature, is full of storms. Some come as sudden as lightning, unexpected losses, betrayals, accidents. Others come as slow droughts, loneliness, exhaustion, endless waiting for something to change. And just like the plants, we do not get to choose whether storms come. We only get to choose whether we endure them. Look at the cactus in the desert. It faces the harshest conditions: blazing heat, dry winds, almost no rain for months. Many plants cannot survive there, but the cactus has learned resilience. It stores water inside its thick body. It grows spines to protect itself from predators. It slows down its metabolism to conserve energy. And so, while everything else withers, the cactus thrives. What does this teach us? It teaches that resilience is not luck. It is preparation. It is adaptation. The cactus didn't beg for a softer desert. It grew stronger in the desert it was given. Humans, too, face deserts, moments where life feels dry and hopeless. The resilient ones are not those who escape the desert, but those who learn to carry water within. They store hope, faith, discipline, and courage deep inside, so when the drought comes, they still endure. But resilience isn't only about surviving. It's also about rising after you've been knocked down. Think of grass. Step on it, crush it, burn it, cut it. Still, it finds a way to rise again. A forest fire may destroy acres of land, but within weeks, tiny green shoots begin to appear. The fire thought it ended life, but in reality, it gave way for renewal. And maybe that's the hardest truth to accept. Sometimes the fire that burns you is also the fire that prepares you. The storm that tests you is also the storm that strengthens you. Nature shows us that resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about transforming pain into growth. Let me tell you a story from Japan. In 2011, a massive earthquake and tsunami devastated the coastal city of Rikuzen Takeda. Almost every tree in the city's famous pine forest was destroyed. 70,000 trees wiped away in an instant. But when rescuers returned, they found one tree still standing. Just one. Its roots had clung to the earth despite the violent waves. Locals began calling it the miracle pine. Though later it died due to saltwater damage, people preserved its trunk as a monument. Why? Because that single tree became a symbol of resilience. It reminded survivors that if one tree can endure the storm, so could they. That's the power of resilience. It inspires. It tells the world, you can throw everything at me, but I will not break. And resilience is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Think of the lotus flower. It grows in the dirtiest, muddiest waters. By all logic, it should remain buried in filth. But instead, it pushes upward, fighting through the murky water, until one day it blooms, pure, beautiful, untouched by the mud below. That is silent resilience, rising despite where you started. Humans often think resilience means never falling, but nature teaches something different. Resilience means falling and rising again, falling and rising again until rising becomes your habit. Think about bamboo. In strong winds, most trees resist. They stand rigid, but the harder they resist, the more likely they are to break. Bamboo is different. It bends, it sways, It almost touches the ground, but it never snaps. And when the storm passes, bamboo stands tall again as if nothing happened. Resilience is not always about being unshakable. Sometimes it's about being flexible enough to survive the shaking. We need this lesson in our lives. Sometimes resilience means holding strong. Other times it means bending, adapting, changing course. Strength without flexibility is brittle, but strength with flexibility is unbreakable. Science shows us something fascinating too. In places where plants face constant stress, like high mountains or dry deserts, they actually evolve to become stronger. They develop deeper roots, thicker skins, unique ways to store energy. Hardship doesn't weaken them, it equips them. The same is true for us. The challenges we face are not punishments, they are training grounds. Every difficulty is shaping you into someone tougher, wiser, more capable. And here's something even more beautiful. Resilience is contagious. When one tree survives, it can help others survive too. In forests, strong trees share resources with weaker ones through underground root networks. After a fire, surviving trees drop seeds that grow into new life. Your resilience, too, can inspire and support others. When you stand after the storm, you silently tell everyone watching, if I can make it, so can you. Let me share a personal picture. Imagine a small tree growing at the edge of a cliff. Winds lash at it daily. The soil is shallow. Rocks crumble beneath it. Yet, year after year, the tree keeps growing. Its trunk is twisted, its branches uneven, its leaves sparse. By all measures, it is imperfect, and yet it stands. When hikers pass by, they don't see weakness, they see beauty. They see courage. They see resilience carved into every scar of its bark. That tree doesn't just survive, it inspires. And isn't that what we are called to do? To not just endure life's hardships, but to turn our survival into hope for others? But here's the secret. Resilience doesn't mean you feel no pain. The cactus feels the heat. The bamboo feels the wind. The grass feels the foot that crushes it. Resilience is not about being numb. It's about being determined. It's about saying, yes, I feel this. Yes, this hurts. But no, this will not end me. In our world today, it's easy to believe resilience belongs to heroes, to saints, to legends. But the truth is, resilience belongs to all of us. Every time you've fallen and gotten back up, you've lived resilience. Every time you've kept going when your heart wanted to quit, you've embodied resilience. Every time you've faced storms that others never saw and still woke up the next day, you've proved resilience. So maybe the next time life throws you into the fire, you can whisper to yourself, I am the grass that grows again. I am the cactus that holds water in the desert. I am the bamboo that bends but does not break. I am the lotus that blooms above the mud. I am resilient. Because resilience is not about what happens to you. It's about what happens within you. It's about the roots you grow in silence, the patience you practice in droughts, the strength you find in storms. And maybe one day, when someone else is facing their own storm, they will look at you, scarred but standing, bent but unbroken, and they will find the courage to endure too. That is resilience. That is the lesson of the plants. And that is the power you already carry inside you.